Hello everyone and welcome to Team Memes Not Meta, and today we have another fantastic deck profile for you, courtesy of Andrew. And Andrew, what are you going to be profiling for us today?
I'm profiling personally one of my favorite decks of all time. And it's actually a shout out profile to Nova Blade, who commented on the train video. If you have not seen that yet, go watch the train video, then come back here, I dare ya. So he asked our opinion on zombie decks right now, and I gave him a really short, play this, but that was a month ago, and my zombies were taken apart for a while after regionals. I needed the staples and other stuff. Anyway, I'll shut up so you can enjoy the actual content. So to start the deck, I play 2 copies of Glow Up Bloom. Now this card is basically the key to the boss monster, or any level 5 or higher zombie. So basically, once this guy hits a graveyard, you can banish it and add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your hand. But if Zombie World is in play, which I'll get to that later, special summon that monster instead. Also, it's a level 1, so I like this a lot. So if you have, say, Zombie World on field, you can normal Bloom, link it off into Link Rebo or something, hits grave, banish it, summon one of your big guys, then just go into your link plays. So basically, great level 1, great card for the deck. Moving on to the monster you want to be summoning with this. I played 2 copies of Doom King Ballardrock.
This guy is annoying.
Is the win con of the deck. 2800 attack, 2000 defense, pretty good numbers. He has a graveyard effect, which is bonkers, so if in the standby phase of either player's turn, if any field spell is on the field, he summons himself back from the graveyard in defense, which, that's ridiculous. Then his effect, he has a negate and a banish, so once per chain, when a zombie activates their effect, I can either negate the effect, or I can banish a monster, zombie monster, on field or in the grave. So basically, this guy stops Ash Blossom. So if Zombie World's not on the field, Ash is a great target, but if Zombie World is on field, then I'm so sorry that you're playing against the Ballardrock. Moving on.
Ash is also a zombie, isn't it?
Ash is also a zombie. Well,
Wow.
I'll get to her later. Next, I play 3 copies of Necro World Banshee. This is a terraforming on legs. Well, actually, she's kneeling down some weird bog water. Anyway, terraforming on kneels. She has a quick effect if she's on the field or grave. You can banish her, play Zombie World from your deck. Also, she protects your Zombie World from being destroyed. So you don't really want to summon her often. You just want to dump her into the graveyard, like a bad girlfriend, and then banish her to get Zombie World onto field.
Sometimes it really be like that.
Yeah, sometimes it really do be like that. Also, this deck is very Halloween friendly because it's all zombies, all scary monsters, whatever. Next, I play 3 copies of Unizombie, the ultra rare, because I ain't no peasant when it comes to my zombies. This guy is, again, just a huge playmaker for the deck. So you can special summon him off of Solitaire, I'll get to that later, and his effect is, once per turn, you can send a zombie. Is a zombie or a card? I actually forget at the moment.
I'm just gonna center these boys.
Okay, it discard 1 card, sorry. Target 1 monster field and boost its level by 1. And then, you can send a zombie from your deck to your grave and boost something by another level. So this just goes crazy. If you have a Ballardrock in your hand that's bricking there, activate, get into the graveyard, then activate the other effect, send a Banshee from deck to grave, to play World, end your turn, then Ballardrock comes back. So crazy good tuner, goes into some of the few tuner plays, synchro plays in the deck.
I seem to recall you saying this is a synchro kind of version of the deck, right?
I'm actually expanding a little bit.
Okay.
Right now, I normally play a lot of synchros, but right now it's a little bit more link heavy.
Okay.
But I bounce back and forth. But you can definitely make this a really big synchro deck, which I like a lot more.
Seems like Uni would definitely help with that.
Oh yeah, Zombie is your tuner. 2 copies of Mizuki. I've gotten some flack of people being like, "Oh, you need to play 3." Courtesy of Brian with 2 T's. He sounds like that, actually.
Exactly like him.
So, graveyard effect, banish Mizuki, summon another zombie from your grave. Pretty standard, just kind of a monster reborn, but at a cost. Next, I play 3 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. Now, this card is really good. So, a lot of times, thank you.
Yeah,
a lot of times, what you're going to be doing with him is normal summon him to tribute himself to summon Unizombie from your deck. Also, Shiranui, that's going to come up later. So basically, summon Solitaire, tribute Solitaire, summon Unizombie, go off in your plays. He's just the start of the big plays. And then I play 2 copies of Shiranui Spirit Master. This is a pretty fun Shiranui because when he is normal summoned, you can special summon a Shiranui from your hand or grave, but it's banished when it leaves the field. So what happens is, a lot of times, like, something that I figured out on the spot at a tournament, regionals even, like, I opened my hand, played Foolish Burial, dumped Solitaire, normal summon, special him back, because I didn't have in my hand, I had to get the Unizombie. So, nice little plays you figure out with this
Pro
deck.
gamer move.
Pro gamer move. Then his banish effect, when he's banished, pop a card. So very good with some other stuff. So if your opponent's gonna, like, call by the grave, you gotta pop, or synthesis, swallow slash, I'll show you that later. And then I play 1 copy of Shiranui Samurai. I've started playing him recently. I don't love him, I don't hate him. I'm very in the middle. Like, when I can get him on the field, he's not bad, but I don't see him half the time in my games. So his effect, quick effect, banish 1 Zion monster from your graveyard, and he gains 600. And if he does, banish any monster that battled this card. So, you know, attack into a giant wall, like attack into, like, I don't know, Obelisk or whatever.
Oh yeah, because we see a lot of Obelisks.
We see a lot of
in the
Obelisks.
meta right now, yeah.
So attack with Samurai, he'll die, but Obelisk is banished. So then all the anime players will be like, no! Obelisk the Tormentor!
And that's exactly what they say.
That's what they all sound like. Because they're all super cool. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't spread the salt, spread the love. 2 copies of Ash Blossom. It's Ash Blossom. Need I say more, really?
And it's a zombie.
And it's a zombie. 1 copy of Gozuki. I played him at first, then took him out for other stuff, but I started playing a little bit more because he can, when he's summoned, send a zombie from deck to grave, then if he's sent to the graveyard, banish 1 other zombie monster from your graveyard, special summon 1 zombie from my hand. So, not amazing, but pretty good. A little audio problem there, sorry about that if you could hear that. 1 copy of Vampire Fraulein. I only run 1 because I don't use her all the time because I don't use her effect that much. But her effect is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. If a monster declares an attack, I can special summon her from my hand in defense. But if a monster is battling a monster, I think that's what... Oh, a monster declares an attack, there's on this card from your hand. So basically, I can pay life points in multitudes of 100 up to 3,000 and beef up one of my monsters with that much. So basically, if I'm gonna, like, lose, like, Uni or something, I need that next turn. Fraulein, pay some life points, save my Uni, destroy the opponent's monster. Then, if this card destroyed any monster by battle, just special summon them from the graveyard. So, I've never used that effect before.
But you might one day.
But someday, I might. Then, if you thought, you know, Fraulein and Banshee were, like, the wives of the deck, you ain't seen nothing yet. Get that weak trash out of here, because I play 1 copy of Vampire Grace.
Oh,
I play the Grandma.
There it is.
So, this card I found in my collection when I was like 8 years old. I always thought it was a stupid card, I don't know why, it's not bad. So when a level 5 or higher zombie monster is special summoned to your side of the field by effect of a zombie monster, i.e. Baller Drock, special summon this card by paying 2,000 life points. And then, once per turn, I declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent sends 1 card of that type from their deck to the graveyard. So basically, I'm just like, yo, send a spell from your deck to grave. Or if you know, like, what your opponent's playing, you can hit some of those problem cards. So that'll finish up the monster lineup, and it's zombies. You can probably expect to play a lot of monsters. Like half the deck, more than half the deck is zombies.
Nice.
Going to the spell lineup. 3 copies of Zombie World. If you're playing any less than 3, seek help. Because if you're not playing Zombie World, then...
Why are you playing zombies without 3 zombies?
Go play Goki Link Spam or something like that.
Oh, my favorite deck. Wasn't that a fun format, guys? That was a great format.
So yeah, Zombie World, standard, everything on the field and graveyard becomes zombie type, and your opponent cannot tribute summon unless you're tribute summoning zombies. So you Monarch players, I got my eyes on you.
And fun fact, that has the actual utility as well of absolutely ruining some decks that rely on certain types. AKA, when I play trains against this guy right here, I'm pretty much screwed because all my Earth stuff becomes zombies, and then guess what?
They're not machines.
Yeah, I can't get into Anger Knuckle, I can't get into anything.
Yeah.
So yes, it does have that nice added effect there.
Yeah, it really does just kind of throw a wrench into everything.
Yeah.
Next, I played 2 copies of Twin Twisters. I used to play it only at 1, but I felt like, you know, let's get a little daring. Let's get a little bit more spell and trap removal.
I'm sorry, is that 1 secret rare?
And 1 ultra rare.
What are we doing here?
Listen, I had to buy Ash Blossom. I didn't. But anyway, I'm trying to sound like I have an excuse. I don't. Twin Twisters, you know, discard a card, pop 2. Zombies, you want to get your zombies in the graveyard as fast as possible. Because it's kind of like how zombies work in real life. They live in the graveyard.
Right, the real life zombies.
Yes. Next, I play not 1, but 2 copies of Super Poly.
But Andrew, isn't this at 3?
You may be asking yourself that question, faithful viewers, and yes, it is. But here's the thing. I don't want to spend another $10 on Super Poly. Very worth it, but at the same time...
Would you run 3 if you had 3 available, though, I would assume?
Probably.
Yeah.
At least side a third. It would not hurt to play more. But Super Poly, it's great. Certain cards in my extra deck are amazing targets. Like if you have Zombie World out, Super Poly go into Dragon Necro Soul or Necro Soul Dragon. I'll get to that later. Or even just Dark monsters. You know, Dark is one of the most rampant types in the format right now, so you got your starting Venom Fusion Dragon, take care of some problem stuff, tribute your opponent's monsters, or sorry, fuse with them, not tribute them. 1 copy of Instant Fusion for a Millenniumized play to go into Link Karibo. Pretty standard stuff. 1 copy of Terraforming. Sadly, it's at 1. I missed when it was at 3.
R.I.P. Terraforming.
But, you know, that's why I have Banshee. Just get my other Zombie Worlds out. And then, this card is one of my favorite spice cards in Zombies, period. Zombie Necronize. I have never seen another zombie player play this card.
What the heck is this thing?
If I have a level 5 or higher zombie monster on my field, I target one monster your opponent controls and take control of it.
Wow.
And then it has more of that. So target one monster your opponent controls, take control of it till the end phase. During your main phase, if this card's in your graveyard, you can shuffle 1 of your banished zombies into the deck and set this card back to my field. So you can play it twice off of 1 copy.
Oh.
Which is just... I don't even know what to say, man. Like, before I really understood how Orcus worked, I played this once, and I just won the match, because the dude lost...
wow.
He lost his long gear suit or something like that, and it was just kind of like, poke, 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 you die. So,
nice
love this card. Yeah, no one plays it I've seen but me. So, if you're playing zombies and you're playing Zombie Necronize, you have my eternal love and respect. Also, going along with zombies, 1 Foolish Burial. If it could be played at more, then you definitely want to max out on it, but it's at 1. So, just send a zombie from deck to grave, so it's a lot of times going to be either your Baller Drock, or your Banshee, or your Bloom. Next, 1 Monster Reborn.
It's a good card.
It's Monster Reborn.
It's Monster Reborn.
And zombies like to summon back from the graveyard. 1 copy of 1 for 1.
Yeah.
This is also a fun card for this deck because, say in your opening hand you have a copy, even if you just have, where is she? A Banshee and 1 for 1. So a simple combo is play 1 for 1, discard the Banshee, and summon from your deck a Bloom, banish her, play from your deck a copy of World. So link off the Bloom, hits the grave, activate, actually first off, summon a Link Rebo, banish Bloom, that'll summon out your big boy, and all of a sudden you have this kind of feel just by having 1 spell and a monster in your hand. So, bonkers, I think. That's my favorite plays in the entire deck. But moving on, last spell I play is 1 copy of Card Destruction. Oh. Now, I threw this in at a whim right before Locals happened, and people don't even know what this does half the time. Like, I played and I was like, Card Destruction. The dude was like, what does that even do? And I was like, oh, okay. So basically, you discard your hand, both players, and draw cards equal to how many you discarded. So zombies, draw support is definitely a plus, and just getting stuff in the graveyard is also a bigger plus. So that's it for spells. Alright, now picking up to the trap cards of the deck. I run very few, which I normally play a lot of trap cards in my decks because I'm just that kind of person. So to start off, I play one copy of Metaverse, because this is just one more way to get out your zombie world. So we can either activate it from deck or just add from hand, deck to hand. Very good. Also at 1, so also big sad face.
Thanks, Mystic Mind.
I play one copy of Shiranui style Swallow Slash. Now, if you have more of this card, definitely play it, because this card is crazy. Tribute a zombie type monster, pop 2 your opponent's cards. Then banish a Shiranui. So basically, play this, tribute 1, pop 2, banish Spearmaster, pop another. That's 3 pops for 1 tribute. Very good. If you have more, definitely play it, but I only have 1 at the moment, so I make do with what I got. Then to end with traps, I play 2 copies of Rivalry of the Warlords.
Oh.
Now, this is the one floodgate I play, period. This just, zombie world, make everything zombie. It kind of shuts down like a lot of like link plays and stuff like that. So, very good. So that's it for traps. Now into the extra deck. Now, this is the more so link-centric build of this deck. I play 1 copy of Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. Sometimes I play 3 of this card, because this is my favorite card in the deck. Level 7, zombie type monster. It gains 100 attack for every zombie on field and grave. So in zombie worlds on field, that makes everything a zombie. So it's a crazy beat stick. And when a zombie is killed with a battle, including this card, especially in zombie from either graveyard. So yeah, people sleep on this card a lot. I love it. I recommend playing at least 1 in your zombie deck. Moving on, 1 copy of Beelze of Diabolic Dragon. This is really I don't go into this a lot. Sometimes, but not really. Beelze can be destroyed by battle, so he's kind of a wall sometimes, but I like him. Next, like I said for Instant Fusion, 1 copy of Thousand Eyes Restrict. Oh, I said Millennium Eyes before, my bad. I meant to say Thousand Eyes.
Millennium is big money.
Millennium is big money that I don't have. So, you know, summon him, then tell your opponent, suck him up, then you suck him up one of their monsters. Then link off and link Karibo before it explodes. 1 copy of Star Moving Event on Fusion Dragon.
Oh, there's the super.
Super Poly target.
Super Poly boy.
So you're playing against Orcust. Here you go. Here is your saving grace.
Beautiful.
So Super Poly with 2 of their monsters, 2 dark monsters, go off with him. 1 copy of Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Also another Super Poly target. I don't use it very often. Normally I would replace him with like Utopia, then like add just Utopia package for double and double or nothing. I use that to win a match at the regional, which is pretty cool. But Mud Dragon, yeah. And then 2 copies of Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon. Try saying that 5 times fast. I will not. Anyway, this is a new addition to my deck. A lot of zombie players use this, but I've never had it before. But BLHR reprint. So basically, 2 zombie monsters. Zombie World, there you go. Fusion summoned, cannot be destroyed by battle with this card. Monsters can be destroyed by battle with this card. At the end of the damage step of this card battle, a monster that has original level, that monster type becomes 0. So yeah, it just kind of like creates tokens at the end of the battle that you can use to link off and other stuff, but pretty cool guy. Pretty chill. Now we're going into the immense link package.
It's a couple links there.
So 1 copy of Avermax. Get over some problem cards. Very rarely I go into this guy, but also not a bad choice. You can substitute him for like a Borosword or a Borreload. Very solid choices. Now, 3 copies of Avendred Savior. This is a new card from BLHR. So 2 zombies. So this is a very easy turn 1 monster, or turn 2 preferably to summon this guy. If you're going turn 1, go into Sucker. But basically, Savior's effect. During damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster, quick effect, send a zombie from your deck to the graveyard. That opponent's monster loses attack equal to level that monster times 200. Oh. So the attack, like dropping, not the big thing. The part you like is just dumping a zombie just by attacking. So I definitely max out on him. You can cut 1 out for Utopia double, then go for what I said before, but definitely run at least 2 in zombies nowadays. Now the last zombie of the deck is 2 copies of Vampire Sucker.
Oh.
Now, 3 is preferable, but 2 is definitely enough to get by. So her effect, once returned, if a zombie is summoned from either graveyard, you can draw a card. So she has a really good synergy with Baller Truck. He summons, activates, she activates, so you get to banish something and then draw a card, basically. So 2 zombies, very good. 1 copy of Phoenix. Don't use it very often, but it's good for like if you need 1 more pop. And then 1 copy, last card of the deck, Link Karibo. You saw him before in the combo. Link Karibo, you don't use his effect really, he's just kind of there to extend to get into Sucker. So, overall, that's it for my zombies.
So, overall, what would you say with this deck? Is this a solid locals deck, maybe a little higher?
Solid locals. I have gone 2 and 2 with it a bunch of times. Like, I play a lot of like weird decks, but this is definitely one of the best weird ones. And it was in a structure deck. So, I mean, if you got $30 burning in your pocket, buy 3 of the structure decks, then you have a viable zombie deck. It won't be amazing, but we all start somewhere. So that's all I gotta say for my zombies. Got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe also. Like, subscribe, or I personally will unban Goblin.
And we don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
See you,
Andrew,
friends.
thank you very much for that profile. We'll see you next time here on Team Memes Not Meta.